Last episode on sailing Popao.
We're out.
We are heading to Lizard Island.
We made tracks to Mackay Reef in preparation of a week-long glass out. This episode we're making the most of the last bit of wind to get out to the ribbons where we'll start to dive our way along the reef up to Lizard Island.
You ready?
I'm ready. Whoa, whoa.
Champagne sailing today, huh?
Magic. Every time on the ribbons.
A bit different to yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was brutal. We knew
It
that.
wasn't brutal, it was just...
34 knots, 14 knot, 14 and a half knot.
I don't know, I didn't find it very stressful for what I usually do. I think because there was no huge swell like I used to down south. You can see the reef break just here, and then that's a passage we're going across right now.
Sail.
So we're just pulling into this anchorage at Ribbons, number something, and our friend Selkie are waiting for us, so very good to see. We've got some new company. Michael's probably looking forward to having some new company as well.
Most
You had enough of me?
Enough. Non-stop. I got a big doggy than you. Mario, what's your biggest doggy? Shut up already.
Nonsense. I only remind him twice a day. Just checking out the anchorages on Alpine Quest and trying to figure out which one Selkie's in. We usually steal each other's spots, so no doubt they've anchored right where we have marked. So I've got a couple of marks there. And yeah, we'll just stick our nose in and see what looks good. Good to be back with our friends.
Oh, he's got the drone out.
Alright, we need to get the sail in, right? Oh, terrifying. Ready?
What's up?
So I've been trying really hard to get us insurance that would let us cruise the Cape, and I got a quote back from our insurance company. It is hilarious. This is on top of what we already pay. So for those interested, we pay about $3,000 a year. It's crazy, I know. It's $6,000
What?
to cruise the Cape during cyclone season. But the craziest thing is, the further north you go, the less risk there is of cyclones. And actually, the north of Australia, the Torres Strait, is considered outside of their cyclone area. But you can't go there, like it's not covered. It's crazy. Anyway, the insurance lady didn't even believe me. She's like, if you leave Australian waters then you're not covered. I'm like, I'm talking about going to the Torres Strait if there's a cyclone. Like, we want the option, if we go halfway up the Cape, to either go north or south to run away from a cyclone. At the moment, the only option that makes us safe, like in terms of insurance, it doesn't matter that we'll beat the hell out of the boat, is to go south. So if we're at Lizard and a cyclone warning comes through, we have to punch it, no matter what the weather is. We have to get down to Port Douglas, basically, to go in a cyclone hole. Even though there's a million other places that we can go up the Cape. There's mangroves up Lockhart River, there's a bunch of different mangrove systems that you can go in. All the trawlers go into them, but not for us. We are not covered, so it's not happening. We're gonna get a trailer boat and we're gonna do the Cape because honestly, it's actually the best.
Can't you just do it out of
option.
cyclone season?
We can do it out of cyclone season, but it's windy and it just means that we won't really get to dive those reefs, or we might get lucky. But the problem with the Cape is it blows about 30 knots for the entire year. I just don't think it's worth the risk. So
and
I think
not worth $3,000.
it's not worth $3,000, no way. And it's still, I mean, you still do have the risk of a cyclone. So I think that we'll just save it for something to do one day in a trailer boat.
Or just do it on the way to Indo.
Oh yeah, we'll do it definitely. We're going to Indo next year, guys. Again, hopefully.
Yeah, like the last 3
We
years.
said that last 3 years, but I think next year it's going to happen. But we will do it then. Hopefully, we get under 20s that we can go do some of the reef.
Alright.
Anyway, that's that.
While we waited for the wind to abate so we could go for a dive, we ticked off a few jobs around the boat. We topped up the water tanks and rigged all the dive gear. So much planning and prep goes into trips like these. From making sure we're in the right place waiting for weather windows, having all the safety gear and engines ready and in working order, right through to the endless provisioning. It's all part of the adventure, and honestly, it's a constant tug-of-war between having fun and keeping everything up to scratch. Making the most of windy weather like this means we are ready to go when the conditions are perfect and can jump at the opportunity when a big barracuda swims by the back of your boat.
Oh, here we go! Here we go! Ready? You filming?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, I spat it.
Michael's trying to catch barracuda for chum. Oh, you're on. On the hand line. Oh, what?
The big one.
So I don't like Michael shooting these, but catching it on hand.
I don't know what's worse.
Yeah, I know. Please be careful. Watch the tender.
No, I don't want to just jump.
You're going to turn that into a doggy?
Fuck, it's a big Cuda.
A lot of chum.
Good.
Once the weather settled down, we were off to explore a recommended dive spot.
Oh wow, beautiful.
With plans to chase doggies a little bit later in the day, we weren't too interested in shooting anything. Of course, the fish knew this from our body language, and we were escorted around the reef by this huge blue spot trout and big eye sea bream. After a few hours exploring this beautiful little reef, we head out to do some blue water hunting. We drop some chum and we were lucky enough to see a couple of decent doggies.
Big doggy. Big doggy. That had the waddle. That would have been 40, I reckon, maybe.
Yeah, 40.
So Pete, once this chum gets eaten, those sharks will come straight up for us to see where it came from. That has got to be the luckiest barracuda head I've ever seen. Nothing wants to eat barracuda.
We ended up being chased out of the water by some very agitated sharks. You could say we were asking for it though. We don't usually chum for this exact reason, but with barracuda, we really thought that this might be the difference between getting a big doggy and not.
Should we call it?
Time to get out.
Yeah, it's that time of day to call it quits, I think.
Several of them all started swimming on the surface.
Yeah, it's bad. Did you see that fucking bull coming up twice to the floats?
No?
You didn't see it? He just come up vertical to the surface and looked at the floats and they went down and they come up all the way up. I was like, nah.
Pete got out at the right time.
The sharks all suddenly snapped.
They're just all on the surface and like coming.
It got a bit intense there. I'm just like pulling the tender and looking forward. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to be the last one out, and I just saw James' tail hanging over. I was like, that's fine, it's good. I won't get eaten.
Join us next episode as we make our way up the ribbons, have some incredible encounters,
Behind you, Pete.
grab some dinner, literally,
That's sweet.
and hone in on some decent dogtooth.
Incoming!
As always, a huge thank you to our current patrons for your ongoing support. It truly means the world to us. And also to those who have grabbed some merch, thanks for repping Popao. And if you'd like to check out our range, head over to sailingpopao.com.